some of my crew. We have what?
Nothing.
Anyway, we have Craig, my cameraman. We have Kyle, my title card artist, known as Drunken Elf Mage.
Yeah. What?
Follow me on Twitter. No, I'm kidding.
Shameless plug.
And then we have a couple of my friends who've been in the background for some of the videos. We have my friend Ryan.
Hello.
And my friend Shannon.
Whatever.
So we just saw the newest Dragon Ball Z movie in theaters, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F.
Yep, that's totally what it's called,
Yeah,
which is really silly.
Well, I mean,
Good job, you got the title right.
thank you. I'm so glad.
Resurrection F, when plans A through E have failed.
I mean, that fits, doesn't it?
So, for those who don't know, it is the sequel to the most recent, the one previous, Battle of Gods. Some of the characters from that movie were in this as well. We have Beerus, who's the Egyptian cat-looking guy, and then Whis, the guy with the really funny outfit and the stick.
Who's pretty.
Who's very pretty. He sounded like he was voiced by Tatum, but it wasn't him. It was a different actor.
Ambiguously adorable.
He was really funny. So yeah, just what did you guys think of the movie? Anyone want to start?
I was really surprised when Frieza came back to life. I wasn't expecting that.
Off to a great start as always.
There were far too many still frame shots of people's butts.
There was an enormous amount of
It's
butts.
like, you're looking at Frieza over here in his dramatic speech, but it's with up close to the camera angle is, here's a butt.
You know, I was
Or
happy.
looking through their legs with their butt.
And the funny thing is, you would think it would be something really gratuitous, like Bulma's in this movie. Let's have her and have a gratuitous shot of her. No, it's all dude butts. It's great. Or aliens of no gender.
A lot of them are unknown butts
And they
too.
have- and
It's
they're
like,
like-
here's a guy in a bikini
Yeah,
bottom that barely
you know.
covers his cheeks, and we're gonna look through his legs for this dramatic, dynamic shot. And it's like, that's a big red ass.
It was like Final Fantasy X or 10-2 levels of butt shots. It was pretty funny.
You know, for a movie for a series in general that's got gratuitous, you know, testosterone in the frame of just.
It's nice.
They
Some
went,
butts.
you know what? Let's slip in something for the ladies.
I think a good majority of that audience was female, actually. Now that I think back, I saw a lot of ladies.
The majority of the audience were people our age and older. I'm like, that's our
Thank God.
generation right there.
Yeah, I didn't see too many kids.
Yeah. One kid up front.
There was a couple.
The first time we saw, I guess full
We
disclosure,
saw it
we've seen it
twice.
twice, but on the first time we saw it, I remember there was a kid, shut up, there was a kid with a sweet over 9,000 t-shirt, Ronda Rousey WrestleMania style, with blue paper Burger King crown, Super Saiyan hair. I felt so good for that kid, he was pumped.
I've seen those before. Was it Comic-Con?
When they were talking about Frieza's power level.
No,
it
it
was like,
was-
the meme is dead!
It was when we went to New York Comic-Con and they were selling like something Dragon Ball Z related, like because the guys were Savage, Schemmel, and Justin Cook were there. They had those paper Saiyan hat things. Those
You're
were
right.
Yeah.
Flash the camera your shirt.
Oh yeah, he's got the Yoshi shirt. It's great.
Yeah. Piccolo, who represents his awesome babysitting abilities.
I really like. I haven't watched a ton of Kai, which is the new version of Dragon Ball Z they've been putting out with some of the new voice actors, but I think the voice cast in this was so friggin' good. Like, they did such a good job. I loved everybody.
Yeah,
I agree.
Frieza's always awesome when
Well,
he's on the stage.
Well, I mean, the person who played Frieza was Chris Ayres, and it's not, I think Linda Young, I believe, was old Frieza, so, and I think he does a better job than original Frieza. I love his voice. I think he does such a good job. He's got a lot of power behind it.
I'd say
he was phenomenal.
But I'd say he does a good job because he imitates the original, which is, in a way.
Not really. I went back and listened to it, and like Linda Young's voice is very raspy because you can kind of tell it's towards the end. It was like one of the last things that she did. That Yu Yu Hakusho, but
Okay, wrong.
I've been binge watching One Piece, so every time Piccolo spoke, I was like, Zoro!
Oh, Sabbath does Sora? I don't watch One Piece.
Yeah. But I mean, like, most of the cast in the movie are still from, like, the old animation dubs, and by now, like, they have, like, what, practically 20 years of experience of working and voicing these characters that they should be really good by now, but...
I mean, Monica Rial does Bulma, Bulma now, and I love Bulma's design in this. She looks awesome. She's got a cute little scarf, cute little jeans. I love her. I love Bulma. She's great. She just yells at Frieza with no concern.
In general, just the writing in this movie is way more knowing than I expected it to be. It's the same way that I guess your audience would know this. The Scooby-Doo WrestleMania movie. I love when things that are really old like to play around with and have fun with their own tropes, their own traditions, their own like calling attention to all of it. It's like, yeah, this is weird, but it's also kind of great.
I think the way they do that is like they have this new character called Jocko, who's basically a teeny tiny VR trooper who's a space cop, and he's amazing. And he's from this like quick like one shot thing that Akira Toriyama did. So they brought him in for the movie, and he's not really familiar with most of the people, so like he kind of questions some random things, and that's kind of where a lot of the humor is with him. Like he's so funny, like his fighting style, he just poses really weird. He's got like, and he looks like a teeny tiny like VR trooper or something. He's great. I love him. He's voiced by Todd Havercorn, and he's so funny.
He's outstanding.
Oh, I loved him. He's my favorite part of the whole movie. I love him.
He's the one to whom the universe is explained with nonchalance. Like, oh yeah, Frieza's been killed twice. Once by my teenage son Trunks, but he wasn't alive at the time because he came back in time. That's cool, huh? And
you just act like this is no big deal. Yeah.
Just
Thank you, Jocko, for appreciating that. And they also call him like Taco and Paco once in a while. It's great.
Yeah, the second said tacos, I was like, what are we doing for lunch?
Well, I mean, I almost thought that his name was going to be Taco because you have a lot of these characters who have names that are foods, like Sorbet, who's Frieza's second in command, who brings him back to life. You have the newer characters from Battle of Gods, like Whis and Beerus are whiskey and beer. And some of the other characters who we'll see in the new series, Super, also have names like Champa, I think, is one for champagne.
God damn it.
You know, it's
Toriyama's
funny.
gonna do what Toriyama's gonna do.
English is funny.
I'm gonna love
The
everything.
thing about like Jocko was that like he seemed like familiar with the briefs, and like I think I remember him saying that he got into contact with him through like Bulma's sister Tights. And I'm like, who is this?
That's what's I actually looked this up after the first time I saw the movie. I was like, who is this character? He looks so familiar. Why do I not remember him? And I guess in the story, he is doing his job as a space cop, and he comes to Earth and he hangs out with Dr. Briefs and Tights, who is Bulma's sister.
Like,
So there's a character named Trunks, and there's a character out there named Tights.
You do remember that their other kid is called Bra, right?
yeah, their entire family is named.
I
after
want one
their
named
parents.
Jorts.
He's
Jorts.
the world heavyweight champion. Anyway, oh, that's a great one. Oh shit, oh yeah, and like I guess it's fan service, right? When like Dragon Ball villains show up just cause as comedic characters. Like,
Oh, my
that's
other
pretty
favorite.
great.
Well, they actually showed up in the previous movie. That you have the main antagonist. They weren't really antagonists. Was Pilaf and his two underlings, Mai, and I forget the dog's name, but he's a dog and a ninja with a samurai sword. It's great. He's
Who does
weird.
not ask for enough money.
Doesn't ask for enough money, no.
No.
But they were in the previous movie, and it was weird because they were older when Goku was a kid, and I guess at some point we don't see it. They wished for youth, which is why they're much younger now.
Yeah.
Just so random. I was like, why are they kids?
Because it's adorable.
I guess, and he's like, it's Chuck Huber and Colin Klinkenbeer, and they're fantastic. I love them.
And she has a boyfriend named Trunks.
Oh yeah, because in the previous movie, that's where they're trying to steal the Dragon Balls, and Trunks runs into them as they're trying to steal it, and he just sees Mai, and he just falls in love, and Goten comes up, and he's like, who was that girl? She's my main squeeze.
Yeah, and
He's
like,
like 11. It's perfect.
Oh,
and like Bulma, in that movie, Bulma like asks her like, oh, how old are you? It's like, oh, I'm 49 in March or something like that.
Yeah, because she's
Yikes.
actually much older.
Yeah.
what about with Krillin when he left? He's so cool.
Like you have a lot of random cameos from some characters. Like we see Krillin works as an actual cop now,
with his hair.
he has, and it was better than
I'm used
the
to
Boo
Cubone.
Saga hair, because the Boo Saga hair, it looked like a mop. It didn't look
Yeah, it did.
appropriate. It looked weird.
Didn't he have like Android 17 hair basically?
Yeah, but this short instead of like this
Oh,
long, so it
geez.
looked weird. He was, and like 18 shows up for like 2 minutes just to be awesome and say very funny lines.
Hey, so I always want more 18.
She's my favorite female character in the series. I love her.
Yes.
It's a
The
shame
Android
their
song was
child
probably
did not
my favorite.
inherit
Yeah.
her
When it-
looks.
When it comes to
don't
like
know.
No,
female,
she does. She just she's a
She's
little.
got blonde hair, but those big eyes are krillins.
Well, I'm going by GT
Have you
here,
s-
which isn't
hold on.
canon, but they do show her as an adult.
Speaking of 18, have any of you seen that like in real life Android 18 like robot they made in Japan?
Oh no.
No, it's a real thing and it's
Oh.
creepy.
I bet. I
it
bet
has-
it's
True
really
robots Japan makes
The
do have a
eye
level
size
of
is
food.
accurate and it looks really disturbing.
Aside from the tiny dancing
I
robot,
saw
most of what they make
footage.
is kind of horrifying as far as
It's in like that Android pod and it actually like follows its eye movement follows you as you walk by it. It's awesome. It's awesome but creepy.
Uncanny Valley.
You do see, I will say, you don't see as many characters as you would think in this movie, at least compared to the previous one. Like, they don't show Trunks or Goten at all. We don't see, I'm trying to think, like, there's a
Yamcha.
lot. Yeah,
They
God!
They specifically
Yup.
mention all of these people. It's
They
like,
do
we're gonna
mention
leave out
them.
Goten and Trunks, they'll get themselves killed. We're gonna leave out Chasu and Yamcha just because they'll get killed but anyway.
Nobody cares about
I honestly
them.
think the reason they left out Trunks, other than maybe him just being kind of an extraneous character, is that Frieza would be so fucking confused if he sees a younger version of the guy who killed him.
And you can only take so many of Frieza's shocked faces before any seriousness in this movie's lost.
You get a bunch of
There are so many characters in the
Those
series.
faces.
Like, it's pretty impressive when they can manage to cram in, give enough character development to any of them.
I also think it was funny, like Tien comes and he's like, I didn't bring Chaozu or Yamcha, I didn't think they'd be up for this. So it's like, oh, Yamcha's so pathetic, he's on the same level as Chaozu. In terms of uselessness, it's perfect.
Yeah, like
Poor
going
Yamcha, he
on
gets
what
the
you said,
shaft.
going on what you said, like, yeah, there are so many characters in Dragon Ball Z that Akira Toriyama even forgets some that exist, like Launch, for example.
Oh, poor Launch.
Yeah.
She's in like the weird like opening for Dragon Ball Z, like when they show like the cast at the very end of the openings, like you see her in the corner. And like even Oolong and Poir randomly will show up once in a while, but poor Launch is just missing. I don't know what happened to her.
Whatever.
Went to look for Tien and just
She
didn't
was
go to
just
Kame House
forgotten.
again. I guess.
Whatever, man. Mr. Satan only appears in statue form.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that was
a very good
Satan,
statue. It's a very gold
Satan.
statue.
That's a cool statue. I want that statue.
It's awesome, man.
I love how casually they talk at the end about restoring the random city with the
Dude,
dragon
you know how many
balls.
times
We'll collect them and just bring everyone back, and it's like, unless you go back in time when you do it, a bunch of people are gonna be like, wow, it's several months. now."
Dude, how many times have they had to friggin' restore the Earth after so-and-so, like, ate a bunch of people? Like, Cell.
Yep.
Let's bring back all the people
That
Cell
would
killed.
explain the subpar mourning they did at the end there. When
Yeah.
I mean, it's like two of them, their daughters and wives are dead, and they're all like,
Hold on. Spoiler alert!
you've already done enough.
I'm just saying, a little bit of spoilers, but it's Dragon Ball Z. Whatever.
No, it's not Dragon Ball Z without something
Without somebody
massive
dying and
getting
no one knowing.
destroyed and them going, we can do a redo.
We can fix this. It's fine. We got these magical balls.
Well, like, at one point with an explanation of time travel, only 3 minutes now. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be great if the explanation and all their discussion before this has eaten up the 3 minutes and they can only just bring themselves
I know, right?
in
Just as it's
a
exploding.
second afterwards. It's like, damn. Just like, try it again.
But, so, for those of you who didn't see either Dragon Ball Z Super episodes, because it kind of addresses some of these characters, or Battle of Gods, did the movie, like, was it easy to follow despite there being a bunch of characters you didn't know were there? Like,
Oh, it's really
Beerus
easy to follow. It's really easy to follow. Basically, the new guys just took the form of the old trainers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they always have kind of some sensei who's, no, we let our students do the fighting. Some bullshit about that. Like, I only have like mediocre feelings about Dragon Ball Z as a
Like, much
series.
love.
Like, I can't get excited over it. It's like I respect it, and this movie is pure uncut Dragon Ball Z.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, this is like straight to your veins Dragon Ball Z. And
The
for
dialogue
me, it's only a mild high. For these people,
Dude.
it is heroin.
I'm sorry, you cannot tell me you did not get pumped when you heard that frickin' song by Maximum the Hormone
Yes.
with fucking Frieza lyrics in it. It was amazing, and you will not deny me that.
It took me like 2 seconds, like, what?
Because Maximum the Hormone, you kind of hear,
Frieza!
It took too
Metal
long
as
for
fuck.
it took too
Very
long for my
metal.
brain to like process that. Like, wait.
And then you have the ending credits, which is sung by, what is it, Momohiro Clover? I forget the name, but they do the opening for the new Sailor Moon. It's like, oh, this is really tonally different. It was funny though, I enjoyed it.
But the one character I like really like is Frieza,
Okay.
and boy oh boy did they do Frieza justice in this series.
I love him talking about his own personal health.
Yeah.
We
No,
see
Yes.
it.
don't talk about
But-
it. That's
You get
like
to
one
see
of the
it. It's
best
very
Yeah,
parts.
and you see what Frieza's been up to since he's been dead. It's pretty funny.
I won't give it away, but it was just the things that he is saying. And he's talking about something so hilariously ridiculous, and he's talking about it like he's been living in a pit of fire with needles rammed up his
Yeah, like
ass.
he makes it sound like it's
Pardon
like
my
the absolute worst torture in the world, and then when you actually see what it is, it's pretty funny.
And he's saying it dead serious, and not a single person
No!
is like the best. One of them should have giggled.
Yeah, like he's telling them what exactly happened, and Goku's like, "We're gonna stop." He was like, "You're not gonna address," but he just,
Nope.
Yeah,
"All right, moving on."
It's like
Goku's been to hell.
Goku
He's like,
of all
yeah, and he hung
people.
out with those, with the ogres, and like,
No,
Yeah.
Goku of all people is not gonna address how
No,
hilarious
Goku
it is. No, he's the one that giggles at everything. You think
Yeah.
he would have been like, wow, that sounds great.
that sounds different from what I experienced in hell.
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
It was Frieza's own personal hell.
I also thought
Yeah.
it was interesting. I didn't know that, like, apparently in the Dragon Ball Z universe, if you die on Earth, you are in Earth's specific hell. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. I'm like,
Sure.
that's weird.
That makes
Well-
sense.
All right.
That makes a
I
lot
don't
of
know,
sense.
like-
to me.
I just didn't think about it. Like,
I
it's not
think-
something I would have thought of.
I think rather than like being Earth hell or well, like I mean in the Boo saga they mentioned how there's like different quadrants like north, south, east, and west.
Yeah, different.
And like I guess they each have their own like high world.
Oh yeah.
So I guess they each have their own like unique hell. So
I guess that's
Sure, man.
I don't
That
know.
seems
That sounds
totally
fair.
reasonable.
yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
I
A lot of
didn't think
this,
about that.
a lot of this stuff like they leave ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
Fans
rather
like
silly.
fans like us can fill in the cracks.
I
and
suppose,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
This is what fan fiction is made out
Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
There's one thing. When you said this is pure uncut Dragon Ball Z, I don't know. I think the fact that this is a movie is one of the best things about it. Because they had to cut out a bunch of the random bullshit time filling. Like,
Oh yeah.
by the way, I'm just gonna go to my platform right
It's
away.
like-
Let's just get that out of the way.
Which is obviously bullshit.
It's like cocaine without the flour.
They
and the
cut
baking
out at
soda
least
mix.
3 hours of just pure screaming.
That's true.
Yeah.
But like
You got to the
they,
point.
they, I did really like the editing of the movie because like you would have like obviously it's a battle with Frieza, so it's going to take a while. But they would intercut with commentary from Jocko or Bulma or Beerus and Whis and like just a little bit, and like it gives you like a breather, and then you go back. It
There
was
were
good.
times, however, I felt like, you know, it made a jump that almost was too quick without a transition. Like, at the beginning when they're talking about, these people here are collecting the Dragon Balls, and then it's like, poof, they're with them, they're all looking at us.
Yeah.
Like, really, we're not going to have a moment of them just showing up and you going, obey us or die. It was simply, look, we're looking at them through this spying portal, whatever, and then
Yeah.
we're with them,
That-
fighting our Dragon Balls, and no
To
commentary.
be fair though, this is all before you see like the title, so
Yeah.
like that has to be very, very
Yeah.
quick.
And those guys are.
And also they're really
Fans.
lame, obviously. They're
Yeah.
not going to do
Yeah,
anything.
lamest people
Oh
of
man,
all time.
aliens who are clearly more powerful than us. Here you go.
I get the impression that the people who were making this movie were like, all right, Frieza needs to be alive within 5 minutes, so we can just
Go.
do that.
Let's not waste time.
I will say the only thing that's like I kind of wish they didn't really cut down on was like how exactly Frieza like trained to like get so strong. Like
That
I
would have
mean,
been neat.
I mean,
just like a bit of a
yeah,
glimpse.
a lot of
that's all.
push-ups, I guess.
Yep.
If it
Yeah, like the whole finding out that Frieza. I never got this from the original one, but like you find out Frieza's natural power is just really, really, really high.
That's
That-
why he has that like sit
Yeah.
in a
I do
floating
think
chair for
it
me. I guess.
I do think
Which
it was
still looks hilarious to me because he looks so
Mm.
cramped into it.
Well,
Yeah,
like, he's
it-
supposed to be like you're not supposed to be intimidated by him immediately. That's
Yeah.
the whole point.
I do think
But-
it was I do think it was clever that like they played with the idea that the reason he can like go toe to toe with Super Saiyan God Goku is because like he was just naturally strong. He never even tried to like get himself
Yeah,
stronger.
that because he like as soon as he's resurrected, he's like, all right, well, he's got a lot stronger than me. I'm gonna actually work for this and see what I can do.
Yeah, that informs
It would
like
work
no.
for the throwaway comment where they're like, you know, yes, he was brought back 6 months ago. It's like you wouldn't even know time would pass since when he was brought back.
Yeah, time passes very weirdly. But
Yeah.
Also, can I just say, did anyone else, when he was brought back and they went, the sky is dark, and then there's the really, really long segment of his return and all this stuff, and then the sky goes back to normal. It's like, so they were all just standing out on the front lawn for about an hour going,
again,
That conversation was only about 45 seconds long.
Again, they also have to be used to this by now. They've summoned the dragon how many fucking times now? I think they're like, oh, the
But
sky's
then-
randomly dark again.
and yet then 6 months it took Puma to reach anyone to say something weird's going on?
No, because Jocko only told her that Frieza was only an hour away. That when he shows up,
He
that
had
time.
6 months!
No, but like,
You didn't know?
we don't know where he was coming from though. Like,
Space
Frieza was on his way to
to
Earth, but we don't know how, like, that sort of, we're not sure exactly how far away they were and stuff. So that, like, he actually showed up, like, right before. Like, hey, Frieza's on his way. Oh, really? When? In an hour. Shit!
Yeah.
We better call the cavalry, which is Tien and Krillin and Master Roshi. And Gohan.
That was a text from Mount.
Grab on, Vegeta.
Oh, God.
The Vegeta-Goku relationship is very wonderful. It has always been one of the center parts of that series,
It's
and
great.
it gets plenty of time
Holding
and
your
attention.
hand.
And
here.
Vegeta continues to get the shaft of just like, well, clearly Goku is the protagonist. He needs to fight Frieza. Like, they
Whatever.
argue about turn. No,
Dude
it was
gets his
perfectly
moment.
in character. I was just like, for once, I would like him to just not have that happen to him. but
Dude
it
gets his
continues.
moment. Like, whatever. I'm not gonna say it, but dude gets his
Kind of.
moment.
He sort of gets it.
He gets to look like a
Brooding all
fucking
you want.
boss.
We all know
I think
Bulma's
he's great.
holding the,
You got
wearing the pants and all.
In terms of like, you get a few bites of Vegeta, but not like
Yeah,
a whole
Vegeta
slice.
Vegeta looks
Not
like
like a whole
fucking
pizza
boss
slice.
for
You got.
bits of
I
it.
mean, to be fair,
slice.
Vegeta did a lot more than Gohan did. Poor
Oh, yeah.
Gohan. They downgraded him so much. Like, they explain it with like a throwaway line of, you haven't been keeping up with your martial arts, have you?
Yeah, but he's terrible.
And you're
He's
overconfident.
You know
Yeah,
what?
but yeah, like,
You know what? He may be weak, but at least he's a good father and a husband. A good husband.
that
Yeah,
is
those are
Valid.
those are literally Saiyan kryptonite. You lose all your power unless you're like garbage parent.
Yep.
true. Very true.
But yeah, I mean, whatever. Gohan's power all came from his weird teen angst anyway.
Yeah, like
so when
his-
he lost all that, he can't freak out and
Yeah,
kill
like
anyone
his
anymore.
true strength comes from like suffering or seeing people in danger. So like, you know, up until
I-
now it's been fine.
I can still go Super Saiyan, I think.
I think.
Maybe. Reassuring.
He shows
You
up in a
in that
tracksuit. Where's your gi? I couldn't find it. So he's got like this bright green jumpsuit, and he
Might
just
as
looks
well.
so out of place.
Dude
it's
might as well
really
have been full
funny.
Saiyan Man at that point. It
I
would've
wish
been
he was in
better.
the Saiyan Man outfit. That would have made more sense. Like, I can't find my gi, but here's my dumb Saiyan Man outfit from that one time I cosplayed. Oh, Gohan, I miss him.
It's like, I like how he can clearly see without those glasses, but he wears them anyway. Like,
Well, no, I think he uses
take
them.
them
His
down
power
and have
levels.
fight a whole army.
I think he uses them for reading or something, like or something.
Well, then if he's nowhere near a book, he shouldn't have them on.
He likes how they look.
I
So
don't
does
know.
Videl. All right, whatever.
Another thing that
I don't know.
another thing I didn't really like about Gohan was that like I feel like they just completely forgot about the whole like unlock potential from the Elder Kai thing, where like
pretty much.
Yeah.
where
He's
it's
not
like,
there
Yeah,
so far.
people didn't. It's, I guess like people hated that he didn't have to turn Super Saiyan anymore and just was just normal. People were like, no, we want Super Saiyan. So
I mean, yeah, but
It's
I
like,
mean,
rather than really unlocking the potential in this movie and making him awesome, it's just they randomly, offhandedly go, oh, he's holding back, but he could be more awesome.
oh yeah, he's using non-lethal
Yeah.
tactics. If he could easily just wipe you all out if he actually fucking felt
Trust
like it.
me,
Yeah.
trust me, he's awesome usually. It's like,
And it's funny because Frieza automatically knows, like, he's powerful enough that he could instantly wipe out all my men, but he didn't know he was a Super Saiyan? Like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, we recorded all these battles, but we kind of didn't tell you that Vegeta and Gohan can also turn Super Saiyan. Sorry.
I think he assumed.
I think
that
we
they
lost
could.
that memo.
I think it was just
That's.
because they
I'm
wanted
pretty sure
to
that's a
use...
misinterpretation. I guarantee they
They
know.
wanted to
Must
use
be,
Frieza's
yeah.
surprise face
I
as
guess
much
so,
as
that's
possible,
true,
'cause
yeah.
it is
There's a lot of
hilarious.
Frieza surprise.
Yeah,
Like,
when-
it is.
Yeah,
When
Frieza
Gohan
goes
is
through the gamut of emotions. Like a lot of what you notice about him is that he does not fight composed at all.
Oh, he gets
He
so pissed.
screams all the time when he's fighting.
Maybe
Even
this
like
is
when he's like when he's clearly has the upper hand. He goes ah. Like
Yeah, he
that all the
screams.
time.
His scream voice is so freaking funny.
The sounds they make when they fight to begin with, like, you know, when Vegeta's kicking.
Yeah, that was pretty good too. They also get punched in the gut a lot. Like, a lot. And you just hear the sound all the time.
Have you ever been punched in the solar plexus? It's not pleasant.
No,
Yeah, I would
I'm just
recommend it.
saying, it was a lot. I'm just surprised. It was
Let's
just
test
a lot of solar plexus shots.
I don't know if this is just the anime I typically watch, but, like, something about American dubs, I notice this a lot with, versus when I watch the Japanese dubs, is in place of when there's no dialogue, they fill it up with a shitload of just sound effects. Like, Japanese is usually, here's some nice music. A lot of times in American dubs, all you ever see in those moments is when they're shot. It's like just holding this really long, uncomfortable noise of
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they pretty much stick straight to if there is the noise in the Japanese version, then they do the noise in the. No, I think that's it's just shonen anime. They do that a lot.
Yeah.
I honestly think so. But the other thing I liked about this movie was the CGI. Like, I thought it goes back and forth a lot, and like sometimes it felt like I was playing a really good GBZ game.
Yes, I had that same moment. It was like, it's like those, not cutscene quite, but it's like, I just did that ultimate combo move, and it's going to do the breakdown of, where they fly straight up, and the camera plays with them, and then they smack you down.
Like, there's one really obvious one where Krillin's flying through trees, and like, you see him flying, and then he turns, and he's doing poo 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 poo, and like, the poo 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 is like CG, but then it cuts to him like, oh no, and then he runs away and falls and hits a tree.
Yeah. It was.
But it's not painfully obvious.
No,
like
I thought it was integrated
Yeah.
really, really well.
Yeah, that's the way to do CG. So that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
I've seen some pretty shitty
Like,
CG in
yeah.
anime.
Like, I know you're not a player yet.
Jarring
I know.
transitions.
It was like AKB. AKB had such jarring transitions.
But I know you're not bothered by it, but with the new Sailor Moon, when it's all animated, and then the transformation is completely CGI and noticeable CGI, to me that's off-putting because it's not used anywhere else. Not like in a fight scene or anything. That's the sole time
But I
they
guess
use it is simply, hey, we're suddenly digital as we're naked.
I mean, if you're gonna have it anywhere, it might as well be the thing that's not really taking place in real time, unless you have a bunch of villains just sitting there.
I still want that to happen. Just, pan to them checking their watch.
Yeah. I thought the CG was fine. It's just like in scenes where it was showing all the henchmen and stuff. It's
Yeah, that was a little.
it was a bit awkward during those
just
times.
random floating.
It's like I'm just going to have a very angry face and float towards you slowly.
The cloud of people
Yeah.
always looked weird. It's like, oh, these might as well be angry
I
bees.
think I thought it would be way.
It looked like a swarm of
It would-
angry bees.
I
It
was
would
just
have been way
amused.
more interesting if they had like a team of just really powerful fighters. That way they beat the shit out of those people, but the fights would be more interesting than them just throwing.
Yeah, just beating the crap out of these.
I was
Just
sad they
throwing
didn't
lasers into
resurrect
big
the Ginyu
crowds.
Force. I was
Yeah, no, that's
Honestly, I was expecting them to
Save
show
that
up.
for the sequel, Resurrection GF. That's gonna be way better.
Well, wait a minute, I can't remember if Ginyu's actually still alive or not, because only the 4 of them died and he was the frog.
He's a frog.
I'm pretty sure Frog would have been dead after.
Wait,
Alright, the planet exploded.
that frog in that movie, in the beginning of the movie, that was him. I'm right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe.
But I was honestly when you see Hell, I was expecting Cell or the Ginyu Force or somebody to be there, to just comment. I was expecting to see other people there, and you don't see them. I was
We just got
the random
through this
guy at the
personal
beginning,
hell.
I can't even
yeah, it's a personal Hell, I guess.
The random guy that helped Sorbet at the beginning, I can't
Oh,
remember
Tony
his name.
on Bosch's
It was
character.
It was
Oh,
simply
yeah.
Skinny guy.
it was like, you're new to me, it's a movie, you're gone.
Yeah, his name was Taguma or something. It was
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a weird
I was
name.
just like, hey, he's a new guy, and it fixated on his butt for a good
It
2
did. It had a
minutes
strange
before they
fascination
introduced
with
It was a
him.
good butt.
I
It was a
feel-
good butt.
it was a good
No, red dude. The dude who had the
Red
horns and
dude.
shit, who had he had the
No,
weirdest looking uniform because
Well,
he had
yes,
the 6-pack and then the Speedo.
Yeah, his Speedo was almost a thong, it was disappearing in him. But no, the other one, they focused on his butt pretty long in the
Yeah.
beginning before he. But it was like,
Skinny guy.
you're new.
Alright, sorry, we had to return the camera on. I guess I haven't adjusted it for a long shot of however long we've been talking.
We may have babbled.
But What were you? You were saying
Yeah,
something
I
before
just-
the camera.
Air his grievances.
Ah, yes.
Like, all in all, I did think the movie was amazing. Like, I loved it. It is easily my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. I just think that, like, the way they presented the super forms was kind of not the best, because, like, I am not a fan of Golden Frieza. I think it's kind of dumb.
I like how you lean
He
over
even
to me.
says so. He says it's gauche.
Yeah, it's like,
No, it just looks awful.
yeah.
You leaned
Don't
over
try
to
to
me.
make it sound nice. It looks terrible.
I just like how you leaned over to me in the movie theater when he said, it's Golden Frieza. You're like, get it, fanboys?
Yeah. Did you hear that, fanboys? This is what you have to fucking call it now.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Wikipedia.
It's no longer Mardi Gras Frieza.
It's no longer Mardi Gras.
Or 3rd Street Saints Frieza.
No, I'm gonna call it Mardi Gras Frieza from now on, because that makes it sound fun. What is that?
Y'all Super Saiyan look with blue hair dye?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He has a lot of quips. It was great.
Blue
Yeah,
hair
and-
dye, blue eyebrows, blue eyes.
I honestly think like the best parts of this movie, like the fighting's good, but like the best parts are just like the one-liners they throw out.
Yes!
Yeah,
Well written.
They do
Yeah.
it like it was really well
I guess
written.
like the super forms are supposed to be like
it's-
self-evident. Like you
it's-
look at this and you know it's awesome. It's like no, it's just his hair's a different color. I guess Dragon Ball Z means sure.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can't sense power levels,
Yeah.
so I
well,
mean,
you can't. But like.
dare you?
It's okay, I can't either.
Power levels are bullshit.
There you go.
I got like immediately, like as soon as Frieza steps out of the container, like all the power level readers just explode off of all.
Yeah.
the
I was sitting there, I was like, the
Let's
meme
get rid
is
of that.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
again, like also with the like the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyans, like
Oh yeah, it must sound better in Japanese.
yeah, I'm sure. Like I
Because they
kind
have
of like
When
this is
Vegeta's-
from again another thing from the previous movie where he achieves a new form because it's
Yeah.
Dragon Ball. They're constantly doing that.
When Vegeta says, you know, I'm like a god now, I want to go, dude, there's one standing right
To be
there.
fair, Vegeta is an
That's where he
arrogant
learned it.
asshole.
Yeah.
so
And
he's
also
gonna
where he
say
learned
I
it.
that.
kind of would like to see like when exactly
True. Yeah.
how it like I could
From his dad.
While I am happy that Vegeta also became a Super Saiyan God thing, I would like to see like
Was that in the previous movie?
No.
It
No,
was.
that's-
okay.
that's new to this.
They
That
just
was,
did it
okay, I
with-
couldn't remember if it was or
I
not.
mean,
I'll take it.
I guess they could have just slipped in saying like, oh, because Vegeta was like part of that circle to make Goku a Super Saiyan, he like I don't know, just
Well, I mean, it does show them in the beginning of the movie. He's training with Beerus
Yeah.
and Whis, so
But I
I
mean,
guess you can assume it
to
happened.
like reach
yeah.
Super Saiyan God, you need to like have 5 pure-hearted Saiyans surround you and be like, oh, give him his Saiyan energy or something.
Maybe just afterwards he was like, "It's not
Yeah.
fair, guys. I want to be one too."
Yeah.
Fine. Old
Yeah.
fans again.
And like, I mean, at least with Goku, it's like, yeah, he reached Super Saiyan God form, and like in the last movie, he probably didn't realize, oh wait, I could probably go Super Saiyan in this form too. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we never actually see Super Saiyan Goku, just traditional like yellow hair.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I forgot we had him here. He only has the blue hair
Yeah.
in this movie, which I thought was interesting.
Well,
Gohan gets it for
Ferris
10
can
seconds.
be,
Yeah.
Ferris
Well,
wheels
it
can be
has
very
these-
useful for ice cream and pizza. I wonder what they do for you if you gave them a deep fried Twinkie.
You know, you could summon a deity with just like a dessert.
They're bringing out
That's
Cthulhu for that.
That was
But
great.
yeah, I do think that like,
What is this gooey stuff?
Cheese! It's cheese!
Thanks, Vegeta.
yeah,
Cheese! Thanks, Vegeta.
Yeah.
Because you can hear Goku in the background, it's cheese, but you only hear Samet going, it's cheese! Just really angry Vegeta.
Oh, bitchy Vegeta.
It's great. He's my other.
so
Bitchy.
yeah, but like when Goku turned into like Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, like I was kind of more hoping for like a bit more of like a goosebumpy, spine-tingling scene rather than just like him just going like, oh, here I am.
It looked like he digivolved for like the way. Like the way the visual
slow
effect is
travel
very
up.
digital.
Someone needs to make that.
Well,
Someone
that's
needs to do
The travel up, I was like, why are we doing the slow pan up with the weird kind of glow around his legs? It's like none of him changed except for his hair.
That's why
It's
it was
not
watched.
like his outfit changed, but they were like this whole up each leg. I'm like, but nothing on those limbs are changing. It's not like he got new shoes.
adding to the list of random butt shots, like with both times with Goku and Vegeta, and also Frieza.
And that guy at the beginning, Tamago, I don't know how high he was wearing those spandex, but that was like the longest crotch I've ever seen.
Yeah, maybe he's an alien. Who
It was
knows?
the size of his head. It was just.
I feel like an idiot for not noticing like all the crotch and butt shots at all.
Nah.
I might have been because
Good
might have been because I was watching it for the second time. I'm like, those are a lot of really hilarious butt shots because they're not like center. They're usually like
See-
just off center.
Nice.
See, that's your excuse. But then there's
You,
me.
and then there's you.
I can't even walk into the Big E without, going into the barn and giggling at all of the animal genitals. It's like, why is that the part that you zeroed in on? I don't know.
Here we are.
Mine is
We learned something new today.
Okay.
No, if they touch the ground, they're hilarious.
Okay.
Learned something else.
And on that note, I'm done like speaking my opinions about it.
Go to the scary part of the internet, kids.
Oh god.
Don't.
Don't do it. I don't,
Strange part of
I
you.
don't recommend it. So yeah, I'm
As a
gonna
distraction from that, let's wrap
So, yeah,
up what you guys think about this.
my
one.
Why do you have to be
definitely favorite thing was Jocko. Anytime Space Cop showed up was my absolute favorite. He was so funny. His voice actor was excellent. He constantly he's kind of where all the humor is of like, really? Like that's where all the questioning the Dragon Ball Z universe stuff.
He's
is.
the audience surrogate.
Yeah, basically. Like he showed and they do say they were pretty good about if you haven't seen the previous movie or if you don't know who Jocko is, which most of us probably wouldn't.
I didn't.
It's really
They
easy to
explain
follow.
everything
It's
pretty
really easy
easily.
to follow.
Yeah, but yeah, I love him.
The movie got my seal of approval, and I'm not a very big DBZ person.
Ryan and I are
Like,
big DBZ
I'm not.
fans.
It's usually just plays in the background while I'm in places on the internet that I should not be.
Yeah.
So this movie was still great for me, and I'm usually just like, oh, that's on.
I mean,
Every now and then I'll hear dialogue and go, what's going on here? But that's about it.
What's this? Ah! Oh, okay, that's
Well,
right.
Oh, it's clearly a proctology commercial.
but like Craig, you haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in a while before this, so like,
very long time.
but it's still like held up for
This
you.
makes me want to watch Super, honestly, because like I just want to get Dragon
I
Ball Z
sat next
back
to
into
you,
my
so-
life.
I sat next to you, and you're like a mind reader. Whenever they said
second
things I didn't get,
I
you know we're
no.
going.
The thing is, like, as soon as the movie would do something, I was like, Shannon's not gonna know this. Okay.
And I also I own Battle of the Gods, but I haven't watched it, and I want to now
You will.
because I would argue that Beerus and Whis are my favorite part of the
They're
movie
all
because
great.
it's just like it's great to see in a series
They
They
dominated
made
by
me want to eat food.
these godly powered
Yeah.
people.
It's like
Two other
Ghibli food. It was so
I just
good.
love seeing figures who think that the trials and travails of Dragon Ball Z
How did
are
that ice
adorable.
cream not melt?
like, oh, they're about to blow up the planet.
Oh, how, wait.
Let's
Oh.
argue over who ate the most strawberries.
Yes.
Oh,
Priorities.
I just remembered another thing. Again, spoilers, but like when Frieza blew up the planet and everybody's like, oh, now there's no way of bringing them back. And I'm like, new Namek? Hello?
Oh,
Well,
right.
to be fair, they do shoehorn it in really early how they can fix that. Like when they're in the very beginning when he's training, when he says like, "Oh yeah, when Beerus accidentally blew up the sun."
Barris sneezes and
Nice
shit.
spoiler.
comes.
Yeah.
Nice spoiler. That's like a huge spoiler.
Well,
But
I didn't say how,
just saying, it's like,
but like they
Even-
shoehorn it in like really early.
Yeah,
and they're
but-
like, "We hope you forget about this by the end."
but again, even if like they did in fact accidentally like take up that 3 minutes with like too much dialogue, they should remember like, oh yeah, new Namek is still around. We could always just summon Porunga whenever.
Yeah. I guess Dende could help them.
They have
Yeah, they
a
died in that
lot of
explosion, I'm
plan
assuming,
Bs.
Aw,
Oh
poor
right,
Dende.
yeah, he would have died in the
But
explosion.
yeah, I mean, it's not that much of a spoiler considering it's Dragon Ball,
and everyone.
because just to go to show you how often disaster strikes and shit hits the fan and it gets as bad as it can be. Just to show you how often that happens, like several of the guys weren't really mourning all that hard
Yeah.
Only
when the
Bulma
worst
was.
happened.
Only Bulma was really upset.
Yeah, but the rest of them it was just like,
I did.
now let's just talk
I
about
did-
how much of a jerk Frieza is.
I did see Gohan kind of start to like get really pissed, and I'm like, damn it! No, we can't give him motivation. Poor Gohan. He was my favorite when I originally watched it when I was like 8, 9, 10, whenever it was on. Like Gohan was my favorite because like you're around the same age. Like, but now I'm like, Gohan, you're kind of lame.
Yeah.
Now anyway, not when you were
That
like awesome and
tracksuit
did
is
yourself.
off-putting.
That tracksuit was really off-putting.
Also, how did that ice cream not melt? How long was it sitting in that shit?
It was in
Maybe
a spaceship.
Maybe Jocko's ship was refrigerated.
Or maybe they just, I don't know, threw it in a capsule.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Capsule technology.
Yeah.
And Frieza was there, so there's a freezer. There's a freezer joke somewhere in there.
Yeah, that was a really awkward.
But yeah, so anyone else have any
No, that's
any
it.
thoughts?
I can see that.
I'm all
This
good.
one's on you, good.
Okay. Well, yeah, I really love this movie. I'm going to purchase it the minute it becomes available on Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah.
I am getting it. I'm gonna watch it again. I want to watch all the behind the scenes. I want to watch all that.
Yeah, me too, actually.
But yeah.
I
forgot
found
that those things happen behind the scenes.
But yeah, so
I found the movie perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
Word.
So like yeah, it works for people who are super fans like
Mhm,
me and Ryan, people who haven't really seen it in a while like Craig, people who are kind of like in the middle like
Yeah.
Shannon and Kyle. Like I think it's just a fun movie.
Yeah,
It's
it really
really
is.
really fun,
I
and
don't regret the time spent.
it's probably gonna make my top 10 of the year. It probably will.
Nerd.
I liked how enthused the audience was.
Oh yeah,
when
everyone
it-
like cheered and like
when it-
laughed at really good moments.
When it
Oh,
first started and you heard that one guy after the previews were done,
About time!
Oh no, the guy, there was one guy who, like, cause the Funimation logo pops up and sometimes they don't always have that, you should be watching, and it didn't happen, so we just heard a dude in the front just kind of whisper it really loud, like kind of stage whisper it, and everybody started laughing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess shout outs too. Like, I love that Funimation is putting out these things in theaters or partnering with theaters
Oh, yeah.
because then you can have that kind of an experience.
In
And, man,
accordance to the box office results, it's gonna be
It's
happening
doing
sooner.
real well.
they've got a lot of other movies coming down the pipe, judging by the previews before the first one we saw.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be localizing or putting out the Attack on Titan movie here, the live action thing,
Yeah.
in the same way.
Mhm.
Psychopaths movie, that Ghost in the Shell movie.
Yep.
A ton of stuff. So, like, it seems like this is working out as a way to get these to American audiences in theaters, and that's really cool because I want them to do more of it.
Yeah, now that we have a new theater near us in our hometown that plays a lot of these, because this was in limited theaters, it wasn't in all of them.
Right.
So now we have one of those near us. I'm like, yes, now we have access to those limited theater movies. I'm just looking forward to it. But yeah, you guys should go see it if you have not already.
Hey, I hope you have because we just told you
I
about
feel
most of the shit
bad.
that happens.
Yeah.
We did. I'm very sorry. I should have.
But they still don't know Frieza
It's
for
still
real
fun.
hell.
It's
I
still
dropped the
enjoyable.
bomb first. I'm sorry. I was
Whatever.
like, yeah, what happened with the planet?
Well, technically,
Just soft shoe my
But
way on out.
yeah. Thank you guys for joining me on this, and maybe we'll do another one of these with another movie.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Maybe.
yeah.
Bye, guys.
Geek Vision.